This is not just a story. This is a family standing between life and death, begging the world for one thing: prayer. Right now, Tamela Mann, the voice that once healed millions, is fighting for her life. And maybe, just maybe, your prayer could bring her back. Will you join us? Before it is too late. The sharp smell of sanitizer, the constant beep of hospital machines, and a silent room where hope feels like it is slipping away. This is where Tamela Mann, the gospel legend, whose songs once filled hearts with love and healing, now lies, fighting for her life. The voice that once lifted millions has gone completely quiet. Inside the ICU, the atmosphere feels unbearably heavy. The steady beep of machines fills the silence as Tamela Mann's children stand by her bedside, their hearts shattering with every passing second. Tiffany Mann, usually the strong one, struggles to hold herself together. Her eyes are red and swollen, her voice nothing more than a soft, broken whisper as she faces the camera. Our mom has always been a fighter. But now, it feels like even she is slipping away. Her words hang in the air like a haunting echo, impossible to ignore. Every word seems to drain the room of hope, yet Tiffany's trembling voice carries the love and desperation of a daughter refusing to give up. Across the room, a doctor delivers the news they all feared. His face carries that solemn expression every family dreads seeing. Only a miracle can save her, he says quietly, almost as if speaking louder would make the reality harsher. The words hit David Jr. like a punch to the chest. He slides down the cold hospital wall, burying his face in his hands, rocking back and forth. Only a miracle. Only a miracle. He repeats, each word sounding emptier than the last, as if saying them enough times might somehow change their meaning. The memories flood in like an unstoppable tide. David Jr. remembers the last conversation he had with his mother, her smiling through her pain, assuring him she would be okay, telling him to let her rest. He promised her. Now, sitting on the floor of a sterile ICU, he cannot shake the feeling that it might have been the last time he would ever hear her voice, the last time she would tell him she loved him. On the other side of the bed, Porsk and Tia cling tightly to each other, their arms wrapped around one another in a desperate attempt to hold on to hope, to faith, to each other. The doctor's words play over in their minds, but so does a much crueler truth. Tamela's brain has stopped responding. Machines are the only thing keeping her heart beating. In the eyes of science, there is nothing left. The doctors are preparing the family for the worst, but her children are not ready to accept it. They refuse to believe that this is where her story ends. And neither have we. Because this is not just about a mother, a sister, a friend, or a singer. This is about a woman who poured her heart into the world, who sang through people's pain, who gave hope to the hopeless, who stood strong for so many. Now, it is her family asking the world to stand strong for her. As Tamela lies motionless, suspended between life and death, the fight for her is not over. The doctors may have given up, but those who love her, those who have been touched by her spirit, will not. They are holding on to faith, to prayer, to every single thread of hope they have left. Her family posted one last message on all her pages, because now, only prayer is left, and we still believe in the power of prayer. If Tamela's voice ever brought you peace, strength, or healing, this is your moment to give back. Stop everything, get on your knees, pray. Right now, one of the strongest voices we know cannot speak for herself. Maybe, if heaven hears us, your prayer might bring her back. Please, pray for Tamela Mann. Right now, in a cold hospital room, under harsh white lights, where hope feels faint, Tamela is fighting for her life, still, silent, and surrounded by a family holding on to faith. The world knew her for her powerful voice, her spirit-filled songs, her strength, but now, she is silent, and that silence is breaking hearts across the world. In the ICU, her children grip her hands like they are holding on for dear life. Tears falling onto the white hospital sheets. Tiffany, David Jr., Porskia, and Tia whisper prayers through cracked voices. They are not just grieving, they are begging heaven for a miracle. Tiffany, her face swollen from crying, went live on video, her shaky voice saying, "We were always the strong ones, because she taught us how to be. But this is tearing us apart." Our mom is still fighting, but her body grows weaker by the hour. The doctors told them, there is nothing left to do but pray. And so they did. And so they begged the world to join them. Please pray for Tamela, please. Tiffany's words cut deep. The comments poured in, thousands of fans, flooding social media with crying emojis, heartfelt prayers, Bible verses, and messages of love. Yet, none of it could reach the heart of the storm this family was trapped in. No words on a screen could fix the raw, crushing pain swallowing them alive inside that cold hospital room. David Jr., always known as the strong, unshakable one, now stood trembling against the ICU wall. His lips moved in a soft, helpless chant, the same words repeating over and over like a broken record. I did not know it would be the last time. I did not know it was the last time I would hear her laugh. I should have said I love you louder. I should have said it louder. His voice cracked with every sentence until the weight of it all brought him to his knees. He collapsed into Porskia's arms, sobbing as nurses hurried past, barely noticing. In that moment, nothing felt real. His mother Tamela Mann lay motionless on the hospital bed, her chest rising and falling only because of the machines keeping her alive. Her body, once so full of life, so powerful and strong, now looked painfully still. Her eyes, once the windows to her joyful, loving soul, stared blankly. The beeping of monitors became a cruel soundtrack to their heartbreak. Tia, the youngest of Tamela's children, tried her best to hold it together. She picked up her mother's latest medical chart, thinking maybe if she could understand the numbers and words, it would make sense. Maybe it would give her hope. But before she could even read halfway down the page, her eyes filled with tears, and the words blurred. She crumpled, sobbing quietly in the corner. Porskia stepped forward, forcing herself to speak, even though her voice trembled like a leaf in the wind. She whispered the words none of them wanted to hear. The doctors, they said her brain has stopped responding. Her heart is only beating because of the machines. And her oxygen, it keeps dropping. They told us to prepare for the worst. Those words sliced through the room like a knife. The unspoken truth now stood in front of them, impossible to ignore. But even with the doctors warning them to let go, her children were not ready. They could not be to millions. Tamela Mann was never just a singer. She was a mother figure, a worship leader, a woman whose voice helped people through their darkest days. Her song Take Me to the King became a lifeline for those battling heartbreak, depression, sickness, even death. But now, that same powerful voice lies silent in a hospital bed. The woman who gave the world strength now needs all the strength we can offer her. The Mann family made a bold choice. They did not hide. They did not stay silent. They went public because their desperation runs deeper than pride. When doctors say there is nothing left but prayer, that is when you knock on every door, reach every heart, and call on every soul ever touched by Tamela's light. That evening, Tiffany went live again, her eyes red, hands shaking. If you have ever sung her songs at church, if you have ever cried to her music, if her voice ever made you feel seen, heard, or loved, please, she begged, lift her up in prayer. Call your church. Call your prayer group. Light a candle. Kneel by your bed. Whatever you believe, do it now. Behind Tiffany, Tamela's still face appeared on the hospital bed. An oxygen mask covering her, her body motionless, machines humming like clocks counting down time. Beside the bed, Porskia whispered softly, "Mama, if you hear me, we're fighting for you. Like you always fought for us. But if you are tired, we understand. We love you too much to see you suffer. But if you have any fight left, please, stay with us." Soon, fans worldwide flooded social media. Hashtags like hashtag pray for Tamela, hashtag Tamela Monstrong, and hashtag take her back from the edge trended. Churches from Atlanta, Dallas, Los Angeles, even London, held midnight prayer calls. Gospel singers went live, crying and singing for their sister in faith. Yolanda Adams wrote, "She lifted us, now we lift her." But none of this eased the heartbreak inside that hospital room. David Jr. shared a message with fans. "We tried every medicine, every doctor, every transfer. But her body is shutting down. The doctors want us to discuss letting go. But we are not ready. Are you? That is why we are begging, please, do not stop praying." She always believed when people come together in prayer, miracles happen. A nurse whispered, "I have never seen a family this heartbroken, and yet this united." They have not left Tamela's side. They hold her hands, sing her favorite songs, and cry together. The love they show is something you only read about. Outside the hospital, fans gathered holding candles, posters, and even blasting her music. Some knelt on sidewalks, Bibles open. The air felt heavy with pain, but also with hope. Because this is not about a famous singer, it is about a mother, a light, a warrior, and that warrior is now in the fight of her life. The hospital hallway feels more like a prayer room than a medical wing. Gospel songs, some of them Tamela's own, play softly on a speaker. but even her strongest lyrics cannot cover the sound of her children's quiet sobs. Tiffany curled up in a plastic chair, clutching her mother's worn Bible clothes. Every prayer she ever prayed for us is in here, she whispered to a nurse. Now, we are the ones begging God for just one more sunrise. Inside the room, Tamela lies still too still. Though her body feels warm, she has not responded to a single word in 2 days. The machines beep on, keeping her alive, but barely. Doctors gave another update. We have done all we can. Now it is in God's hands. David Jr., who barely ate 4 days, spoke on camera with a cracked voice. You all see her as a legend, but to us, she is our heart, our laughter, our Sunday mornings, our dancing partner, and we are losing her. Please, we are not asking, we are pleading. Help us storm heaven with prayer. Gospel stars shared heartfelt posts. Yolanda Adams posted a candlelit photo saying, "Praying for my sister Tamela, vessel of light in a dark world." Kirk Franklin said on Live, "This is not how her story ends. It cannot be. We need a miracle." Back around her bed, the family started singing softly, off-key, but with hearts full of hope. They sang "Take Me to the King," Tamela's most loved song. A song she once performed for thousands. Now her children sang it back, hoping her soul would hear and hold on. Tia, fighting back tears, whispered, "Mama, if you hear us, just move your hand." Even a little, but her hand stayed still. That is when Porskia stepped out and recorded a message for fans, her face swollen from crying. "I know some of you grew up on her music. Some of you found God through her songs. Or peace in your grief because of her words. So, I am not speaking as a celebrity's daughter. I am just a girl about to lose her mama. Please pray fast. Light a candle. Cry out. Whatever your faith, whatever your language. Please." Her video went viral within hours. Hashtags flooded social media. Fans made prayer videos. One elderly woman holding a Tamela CD said, "She walked me through my husband's death. I will not let her walk alone now." Another video showed children at church holding hands, chanting her name. A pastor in Atlanta held a vigil. Choirs all over the country dedicated their Sunday services to her healing. Back in the hospital, a nurse who once watched Tamela sing on stage gently fixed her for, "I saw her full of life. Now I see her like this. And I just pray, Lord, do not take her. Not like this," she whispered. Tiffany spoke again, her voice almost gone from crying. "Mom, you always told us no matter what happens, God is still good. We are holding on to that. But if you are listening, God, please, we still need her. The world still needs her. Her grandkids still need her warm hugs. Her fans still need her healing songs. And we still need our mother. Please, not yet." Tiffany paused, then broke down into her sister's arms. Doctors warned the family that if there is no response by morning, they might have to face tough decisions. But the Mann family refuses to let go. Not now. Not ever. David Jr. looked straight into the camera, his eyes full of raw hope. "This is not a goodbye message. This is a faith message. We are giving this everything we have. Because our mama, your Queen Tamela Mann, is a fighter, and she is not done singing yet, but we need your help. Flood heaven, pour out every prayer you have." As night fell and hospital lights dimmed, a brighter glow lit up online. Prayers, messages, and desperate pleas spread like wildfire across the world. And in the quiet of Tamela's hospital room, a single tear slipped down her cheek. Maybe, just maybe, she hears us. The air in her room grew colder, not just from the machines and the quiet, but from the aching emptiness. The woman who once filled rooms with laughter, love, and songs of faith now lay silent, surrounded by machines and the slow, cruel ticking of time. Time that feels like it is running out. Doctors started whispering words no one wanted to hear: organ failure, possible brain death, but giving up. That is not in the Mann family's heart. Not for her. Not for the woman who carried them through every storm. Tiffany came back to the ICU that morning, clutching her mother's hand and softly reading Bible verses into her ear. "Mama, if you hear me, just a sign, move a finger, blink, anything please." Her voice cracked, her lips shook. "We still need you. We are not ready." But the monitors gave nothing back, just that cold, steady beep. Even David Jr., her quiet protector, broke down during an interview, his voice full of pain. "I cannot pretend I am strong right now. I am not. I just want my mom back. I want to hear her say, 'Boy, stop crying. I miss her voice. I miss my mom. At home, fans turned their living rooms into prayer corners, candles under her pictures, sending thousands of heartfelt messages. From South Africa to Brazil, Chicago to Birmingham, the world poured out prayers, songs, and love, hoping she feels it, hoping she hears them beyond the veil. But even with hope rising, harsh reality crept in. Tia shared her mom's latest medical report live. Her voice shook as she said, "Mama's still critical. Her brain activity is fading. She is not responding to pain. Machines are keeping her heart beating. Doctors told us we should start preparing." And then came a plea that broke hearts everywhere. If you have ever sung her songs at church, if her music carried you through grief, heartbreak, sickness, please, do not let this be the end. Pray with us, cry with us, fight with us. Mama Tamela needs an army. Thousands answered. Choirs posted tribute videos, begging for a miracle. A pastor even called for a 24-hour global fast. Comments poured in, "We are not letting go. God's not done." But Tiffany's eyes told a deeper story. In a trembling voice, she shared what felt like the hardest words of her life. "I do not know if this is goodbye, but I know we are not ready to lose her. My mama gave the world her heart, her hope, her laughter. Please, can you give her your prayers? One more time. One more miracle. For her. For us." The clip went viral, over 5 million views. Celebrities shared it. Gospel legends reached out with words of hope. But inside that hospital, it felt like a fight against death itself. Even David Mann, always the strong one, stopped posting. People close to the family said he spent every hour by her side, holding her hand, sharing stories from their 36 years together, praying she could hear him. She was never just a singer, he whispered to a nurse, tears in his eyes. She was the light in every room. In our home, in this world. The family planned a prayer vigil outside the hospital for the weekend, asking everyone to light a candle at the same time, 7 p.m. Central. "We want the sky glowing for her," Porskia said. "So, if her soul is deciding whether to stay or go, she sees how much we need her here." Then came a note from a nurse shared quietly, anonymously. She found it beside Tamela's bed, written by one of her grandkids. "Dear Nana, I heard you are sleeping, but I want you to wake up. Mommy says God hears us when we pray, so I am praying really hard. If you wake up, I will give you all my candy. I love you so much. Please come back." Moments like that leave you speechless. All that remains is silent tears and unshakable faith. No one knows what tomorrow will bring. The doctors have done all they can. The machines do the rest. But Tamela's family and the world is holding on to one last fragile thread. The power of prayer, because if Tamela Mann taught us anything, it is this. Even in the darkest night, faith still burns. And tonight, the whole world is praying for that one small flame. If you are reading this piece, bow your head, whisper her name. She needs you now more than ever. Pray for Timithis is not just a story. This is a cry from the heart. This is not just a breaking story. This is a cry from a family watching their whole world fall apart. Tamela Mann, the woman who poured our pain into her songs, who sang us through sleepless nights, who brought comfort to broken hearts, is now lying still, helpless, caught between life and death. And her family is pleading, begging us to help. Tiffany's trembling voice still rings in our hearts. If her songs ever gave you peace, if her voice ever touched your soul, we need you now. David Jr., shaken and tearful, whispered, she gave her life to serve, to lift others, to heal through her music. Now, she needs us to lift her up. This is not the moment to scroll past. This is not the time to stay quiet. This is a call to every heart that has ever felt love, faith, or healing through Tamela's music. We are asking from the deepest place in our souls, pray for Tamela Mann. Light a candle. Speak her name. Share your prayers. Tell your church, your family, your friends. Because when medicine stops, faith begins. We believe if enough of us cry out to God right now, He will hear. So drop a comment. Write praying for Tamela. Share this message with even one person who loves her. Show the world we are not giving up. She fought for us. Now it is our turn to fight for her. Pray for Tamela. Tamela Mann needs us. Faith over fear. Believe in miracles.